This week also marks the beginning of Ramadan. It's a holy time for Muslims. For a full month, Muslims will focus on spiritual discipline through prayer and fasting. Nearly 2 billion Muslims all over the world observe the holiday.
On our first coast, the Muslim population has nearly tripled since the 1990s. According to the Pew Research Center, Muslims were the fastest growing religious group over the past decade. On your side this morning is our Fareeha Abrar. So Fareeha, you grew up in this community in Northeast Florida, and you have seen firsthand how it has grown. So in your lifetime, how much has it changed?
Well, it's actually grown a lot, and a lot I would say is probably an understatement. When I actually moved here when I was 4, there was only one mosque. It was on St. John's Bluff, but over 20 years we now have almost a dozen spread across the 904. Now there's hundreds of families and nearly thousands of Muslims spread across our first coast. Ramadan runs on a lunar calendar with 11 months, which is the reason why it changes every year. Muslims start the month with prayers, like you can see here at the Islamic Center of Northeast Florida. Now we used to have just that one, but now you can find nearly a dozen spread across the 904 if you just Google it on maps. The community here is so massive. Every night a different cultural group or family will cater home-cooked meals for people to break their fast together at sunset. But you might be eating your breakfast right now, while Muslims will get to eat their breakfast later tonight. Live at Jacksonville, Fareeha, Abrar, First Coast News, on your side.
Fareeha, I'm curious for you personally, how do you feel during Ramadan as you are fasting, and how do you get through the day?
I'll be completely honest, when I was younger, it was a lot more difficult because it was usually during the warmer times of the year, so during the summer months. So the days were longer, the days were hotter, here in Florida. It was a little difficult. I would be completely honest if I would be saying my brothers did a lot better than me. But as I've gotten older, it's cooled down just a little bit. It's gotten a lot easier. I'm actually going to show you what I normally eat. I was just finishing up my meal. I had to finish by 5:59. But I'm going to show you my scraps because I had to eat it all. I had some nuts. We had to get some of that energy. I also got some cuties, made sure to eat some of my fruits before I started my day, and it's all in my Lunar New Year bag. Thank you, Miss Lynn. She gave me this last night when I celebrated Chinese New Year with them.
Okay, so yeah, give a look into a typical morning for someone fasting for Ramadan, especially if their typical morning begins at what, 2 a.m. For you, Fareeha, 1 a.m.
Yeah, I would be honest, I think I have it a little bit easier than a lot of people because we do normally start our fast at the very early part of the day, right before dawn. So that's right when my shift starts. It's great. I get to kind of coordinate it with my work day. But a lot of people, it is a little difficult, especially you have to go to school and you have to spend the entire day out. Thankfully, my work day ends around 12:30. So after my day ends, I get to rest a little bit before I get to break my fast at sunset. A lot of people do tend to break their fast while they're working though. So just if you have a Muslim friend, make sure that you keep that a little bit in mind while they're fasting this season.
All right, Fareeha, thank you for that personal insight into what a lot of people are going through here in our First Coast, a very fast growing population here in the First Coast. Thank you, Fareeha.